Hey, well, tonight I'm angry about career diplomats. And if you can just put your feelings about Trump aside for just 1 second, we're not talking about Donald Trump tonight. We're talking about what allegiance career diplomats should have. Is it to the administration? Is it to some other entity? Is it to their own personal ideology? We're talking about this guy. This is a picture of a guy called Jim Jeffries, James Jeffries. He's 74 years old. He's the guy on the right. You might recognize the guy on the left. It's Mark Esper, who was the defense secretary until Trump fired him a week ago. Well, Jim Jeffries was the U.S. special envoy to Syria. And Jim Jeffries has been in that role since August or September of 2018. And what is so shocking is Jim Jeffries has just released an interview with Defense One, which I will obviously link to below this video. And in it, he admits that he lied to the commander-in-chief. He lied to Donald Trump. He lied about the number of troops that we had in Syria. Now, I will give you just a 5 to 10 second summary of Syria. Syria is a country in the Middle East. We want to run a pipeline through there. The current leader does not want a pipeline. We want that current leader out. The leader's name is Assad. We have tried hook, crook, violence, no matter what. We can't get the guy out of there. Trump has tried to get us out of the Syrian quagmire for years now. And Jim Jeffries today, who was the special envoy for the last 2 years to Syria, has just announced that he, along with the other military people involved, have been lying to Donald Trump. And here is the quote. "We were always playing shell games to not make clear to our leadership how many troops we had there," Jeffries said in an interview. "The actual number of troops in northeast Syria is, quote, a lot more than the roughly 200 troops Trump initially agreed to leave there in 2019. Donald Trump is the democratically elected leader of the United States. The people chose him. You may be against him, maybe for him, but the fact is Donald Trump is the president and has been the president of the U.S. for the last 2 years. How dare any diplomat or even the military, how dare they confront the civilian leadership? How dare they lie to them? The fact that Jim Jeffries, who resigned about a week ago, the fact that he has the gall to announce that he has been lying to our president about the number of troops in Syria, I don't know how far short of treasonous this is, but it certainly should be criminal. I don't understand how he thinks he's justified in going against what the president of the U.S. wants. The president of the U.S. was elected with the promise that he would reduce the number of wars that we are involved in, and he is the only president who actually hasn't started any new ones, but he has been stymied at every turn by the military and the diplomatic corps in his attempt to extricate us from these foreign engagements, specifically in this case, Syria. And now we have a diplomat on the record that the diplomatic corps lied to the president about the number of troops that were in this country, in a foreign country, engaged in warfare. What basis can there possibly be to lie to the commander-in-chief? This should be a criminal act. I can't believe Jim Jeffries is going to get away with it. I'm going to show you his picture one more time. If you ever encounter him on the street, you can know who to direct your bile towards. This is Jim Jeffries. Jim Jeffries is a disgrace. He's a disgrace to the diplomatic corps. He's a disgrace to the United States. And he has proved himself to be unloyal, and he's proved himself to be unworthy of being a diplomat representing America's interests. He has not represented America's interests. He's represented the interests of the military-industrial complex, and he's done so in spite of the directions from his commander-in-chief, the person who we chose as president of the United States. It doesn't matter who you think the president should have been. We should expect that the president's directives are obeyed, and certainly that he not be lied to. This needs to be addressed. This is a prime example of the deep state ignoring the will of our elected officials. And make no mistake, Donald Trump is the highest of the elected officials, and for him to be lied to is for us all to be lied to. Let's take a good look at this guy, Jim Jeffries, and realize how badly we've gone wrong in trusting him. Let's wake up.